Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. This is your Gen X gamer here. And guys, this is the Cartridge and Disc Podcast, and I named that for a reason. I grew up with cartridges and discs, right? And this is a different market today. It's an absolute different market that is going to be more profitable for developers, but it's less consumer friendly. Right now, you could be into a game, and if it's not profitable enough, guess what? They shut it down. And what do you get? You get the big middle finger. They made their money, right? They calculated their risk, and they shut it down, and you get nothing. Your purchases, your cosmetics, whatever the hell you bought, they're meaningless. They're worthless. Back in the day when, we were growing up, and let me tell you, some of you people out there think that you're young, right? You look at the old man cringe community, but you started off with a PlayStation 1. Well, guess what? How old is a PlayStation 1? You're getting old. That was 1995. Right? It's about 28 years now. 28 years ago, you were playing games. That's decades. About to enter into a third decade. So we're talking about a lot of people here. A lot of people that through the years have bought video games. And even if the game was crappy, right? It could have been the crappiest game ever. You still had something left that you could resell, right? Now you find out that the game is worth $500, but you sold it to GameStop back in the day for $1.50. That happened to all of us, man. GameStop took thousands and thousands of our dollars, right? But you had something. You had something left, right? And, I was reading the magazines. I think it was Kotaku. If I can find the article, I'm going to pin it. I'm going to put it down below. And I was reading all the games, all the games that are going to be gone. Games like, I don't know. Remember that Paladins game that came out first on the Switch because they couldn't get Fortnite or whatever. They're still working out the Fortnite crap. So they put a game out like that. That's going to be dead or is dead. Pac-Man 99, which I was just playing with my granddaughter, is going to be gone. What's going to happen to my Dig Dug skin? Is that going to be in the ether? Or what's going to happen? I don't know. I have no idea. Right? Apex Legends Mobile, right? I think they had problems with China, the way they do business or something like that. So they're shutting that down, which is a shame. That's a really good game. A lot of people play that game, believe it or not. And they can't play it on mobile anymore because they're shutting it down. So you're looking at a lot of these companies. Battlefield, for example, is another one. That's another EA, right? But you have games that you wouldn't even think of, right? You wouldn't even think of. I think there's a Disgaea, if that's how you say it. Forgive my mispronunciation, but there's a mobile game that's an RPG, right? This is an RPG. I'm sure it had in-game purchases and all that crap. So what happens to you then, right? You bought a crappy RPG. This is the stuff that used to happen to us. We would buy an RPG. It was crap. Now it's a classic. Now it's worth $150 or more, right? But you could still have the opportunity of owning that. You don't get that here. If you were playing that game and you made any sort of purchase, what do you get? Nothing. Not only do you get nothing, the money that you invested is gone. It's for naught. Let's say you're playing Vampire the Masquerade, that Blood Hunt, like it's a battle royale, I think, or something. The same thing. You bought skins, you did something, you bought something, or passes, whatever. It's gone. I think one of the ones that I read, one of the only ones that I could see that had any type of physical media attached to it was Friday the 13th. That's going to be gone. So if you really think about it, what these companies can do, and what this new business model is, they can go back and calculate, listen, when we put out a game, let's see its lifespan. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that they know that if they put this game out, it's going to last about 2 years, right? 2 years, give or take 3 months. So they say, okay, we're going to put out this game. We can see the peak earnings on this game is going to peak out at 15 months. At 15 months, that's where we're going to peak. And then after that, it's going to be diminishing returns. It's not going to be any longer at a peak. We're not going to be making as much money. And we calculate that this, game should die upon here, right? If it follows this pattern, if it's not popular, if it's just a regular game. So then they calculate that, they put out the game, they see it that's following the predictive model, and they can say, okay, it's time to announce that we're going to shut it down. They took all your money. They know ahead of time that this is going to happen, right? And what do you get? You get absolutely nothing. It's all profit for them, and all you get is the experience. That's it. Well, I mean, I got experience with a lot of games that I own, but I can have that experience again, which is something you can't do with any of these games, right? They're shutting down. They took your what do they call it? Season passes money out, right? You paid for that. You paid for any cosmetics. You spend money there. You take the bulk of all this money, and now it's gone. You get absolutely jack shit. That's the new business model. We produce nothing, right? Nothing physically. Everything is digital. We produce it for a certain amount of time, and we know exactly when it's going to peak, more or less. We see different patterns. We use different models. And at that point, we announce when we're going to kill the game. And this is the scary part, guys. People know it, and they're okay with it, right? This new market, these new gamers, they just take it as part of their existence, which, you know, we don't as retro gamers. As retro gamers, we look at this and go, what the hell? I'm not getting anything for my money. But a lot of these younger players, remember, they were raised on Fortnite. They were raised on pay to play. They were raised on season passes, right? If my grandson can't play Fortnite anymore, he'll be like, okay, you know, it's like, he's going to miss it, but he's just going to go play Call of Duty. You know? They're not the attachments, right? They're not the attachments that we used to have growing up, because he doesn't own anything, right? All I buy him is V-Bucks. We go to GameStop and we get a couple of V-Bucks cards, and, you know, he does whatever he does with them, buy skins, seasons, whatever. And then he keeps it moving. And then he plays Battlefield, and then the same thing. So it's a different type of customer that doesn't mind these things. But a lot of these games, guys, they're RPGs. They're you know, platform type games. They're the type of games that you would get into, you know, that you would put grinding into, that you would put experiences into. And it's something that we used to do back in the day. But at the end of the day, we had something to hold on to. These people pay good money, hundreds of dollars in some cases. And when it's all over, when that company says, we're done, you get jack shit. I don't know that I could participate in that market. I'm sure glad that I have all, and I mean all the video games that I have. I have thousands of video games, and that's never going to be my problem. If the internet goes down, I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me. I can still play my Xbox 360, my Atari, my ColecoVision, my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. They all work. My Saturn, my Dreamcast, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Nobody can take those experiences away from me. That is a different market. All right, humans, thank you for paying attention to this little story, to this video. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.